Guys, you're welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Reality Pearl and this is the African Housewives Select Show. We're going to be discussing Real Housewives of Durban Season 3 Episode 6. If guys remember, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. Please support me. Thank you. This episode started with Nonku and her friend. I don't know if he is just a friend or a psychologist really, because she tells him everything. I was watching him and I felt that RD is not necessarily going to like this guy because he looks like he's really close to her. For a man like RD, he might just be like a threat to him. They started talking and Nonku was like, RD bought me a car. And he said, yes. Where is the car right now? And she said, I told him to drive it. The guy said, I don't understand, Nonku. Someone bought a car for you and you went ahead to buy your own car and then told him to drive his own car while you drive your own car. I mean, who does that? If a man is buying a car for you, he wants you to drive that car. He wants you to, have fun with the car. He wants you to be so proud of the fact that he bought you a car. And Nonku said, yeah. That's what I do not want. I don't want him to feel like he has done something for me. And so because of the gift of a car, and he has an upper hand in the relationship. I don't want him to feel like that. And Nonku also said, I feel like I can't wait to see the other side of him. I keep waiting for him to hit me. At some point, she even told him to hit her. And he said, no, he will never. He has never hit a woman before in his life. Nonku, why would you want to trigger a man to hit you? I understand that Nonku might have been through a lot in her life. At this point, I feel that Nonku is broken. Yeah, so because Nonku has been through a lot in her life, she's at this point broken, really. And I think that she needs to seek therapy. Nonku is watching his every move, waiting for him to mess up, waiting for him to do the same thing that her other men did to her. Wow, it's really pathetic. I feel sorry for Nonku. Really, no one wants to be treated like that. It could get to a point where he might no longer, be able to handle her behavior. And then he will leave. This is a recipe for disaster, seriously. Moving forward, we saw Jojo and her husband and they were just coming back home. Right when they were just about to enter into their house, her husband stopped her and was like, Jojo, honey, I have a surprise for you. Okay, I'm telling you because I don't want you to be too shocked. Bless his heart. Is Jojo really that fragile that her husband will have to warn her about an impending surprise? I think that is ruining the surprise, don't you think? Well, Calvin knows his wife better than I, but it's okay because, my God, Jojo was really surprised. Who would not be surprised? You have to see this ring that Calvin bought for Jojo. He said it was one of a kind. It was just one. I mean, the only one of that kind of ring made in this whole world. Calvin is really rich. The topic veered off to facelifts and harmonica. Jojo wasn't even trying to get him to do it. She was just telling him, see, babe, if you do this, you're going to look younger. I love you the way you are. You're perfect. Or the most beautiful thing that has happened to planet Earth. But if you do this facelift, it's going to take away 5 years from you. And Calvin was like, he doesn't see himself a butcher, a fighter. What else does he do? Who wouldn't love that ring? Who wouldn't worship that man? Who wouldn't? Tell me. Moving forward, his sister came over to her house and they just sat down and they were catching up. She said her sister has been very close to her because they lost their mom at a very tender age and she became like a parent to her siblings. Okay, well, they got talking about the kids and she said, well, the kids are over at their dad's house. And, her sister was like, oh, how is co-parenting going? And she said, well, it's really very easy, okay, because it looks like baby daddy loves his kids more than anything and he will do anything for his kids. So it looks like they're just working it out for the kids. They have a very good relationship. She said he's like her best friend now, okay? Of course, we could tell that there were times that it wasn't so easy, but right now it's very easy because they're working together. They're like, she started talking about something that I didn't really get a good grip on. She mentioned the fact that she didn't want her children to think she left them for a man. When she kept talking, it started sounding as though she was talking about her job. I really do not know at this point what she's talking about, because I felt that we needed more clarification. Maybe in the confessional, we needed to hear her say more about this situation, because at this point, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. Do you know? If you know, please fill me in the comment section, okay? Thank you. Moving forward, the next scene was Sorisha and her husband, okay? Sorisha has been talking for a while now about how busy her husband is, how he never has time for his family, and, how she would really want him to have more time with them, with the children. The fact that they need to make more memories with the children, because they are growing up and very soon they're going to leave the coop and it will just be both of them. And she's right. These very wealthy ones, they don't ever slow down, okay? They don't. He said, though, at the end of the conversation, that he was going to slow down. He had already cleared his Friday and that he was going to be more hands-on with the kids. I feel that there's something brewing in that relationship. There's something there. We might not see it. For Sorisha to keep on bringing up this conversation, there is something there, okay? When a woman starts asking for more attention, you better give it to her if you don't want to hear any stories next time, like cons of marrying a wealthy man. You must carry your cross, Sorisha. The next scene was Nonku and her daughter. They went to a hair place. Yeah, they went to a hair place. And, Nonku starts to grill her daughter right in front of the camera. Daughter, she knows, is very shy and wouldn't even talk when it's just both of them. How does she expect her to open up to her? She dived in head first and she was like, what do you want to do? Tell me, what are your future plans? The girl said she didn't know what she wanted to do, but she also knows that she might not want to do music anymore. And Nonku said, why? She said, well, because everyone expects her to, be perfect with singing. Maybe because of her dad, I don't know. But she feels this pressure to really be a great singer. Like most times people ask her to sing and they just expect her to open her mouth and start singing like Beyonce. Nonku was like, wow, nobody expects you to be Beyonce. You have to be yourself. I feel like Nonku needs to have a lot more time with her daughter to build her up, build up her confidence. Ultimately, Notile will have to work it out for herself. But Nonku needs more time with her daughter, to talk about this away from the cameras anyway. And Nonku said, oh, I found your diary and I read through it. I hope I was not invading your privacy. Nonku, yes, you were. Yes, you were. Nonku, please make more time for your daughter, okay? You won't get so much from her in front of the cameras, that's for sure. Moving forward, Annie and Jojo met up and, just catching up. Still on the topic of facelifts and harmonica, Jojo told Annie that she would want her to book an appointment with her doctor so that they can discuss Annie's situation, and know how best to help her. That was really the summary of that chit chat. Moving forward, Slee and her daughters went to bounce, okay? And afterwards, she sat them down and she kind of like apologized for the time that she was away from them. The 6 years she spent away from her kids. She apologized for it. She, she wanted to know how her daughters felt, about that. Yeah, I love her daughters. They are so outspoken. They're so confident. I love the way the eldest daughter was really talking. She said, well, it was hard for her as a child. Apparently, the kids and Nonku's kids are like close, especially the girls and Notile. And guess what? They have a group, like a singing group. So they were telling their mom they finally put things together and that they are officially a group. I was so happy for them because they were really happy. They were like, but they've noticed something, that their auntie Nonku has not been coming around lately. And she said, yeah, you know what, about that, I don't, we're not friends anymore. I don't want her in my personal space anymore. But you guys can go ahead and do whatever you want to do with Notile, be friends with her. She can come around. You guys can go over to her place. But for me and Nonku, we are no longer friends. I feel like it's not something to tell your kids, because whether they like it or not, they're going to act on that. They're kids. They should have just said, oh, it's really nothing. It's nothing for you to bother about. Right, that's my own opinion anyway. All right, moving forward. Next scene was Nonku and her mom So Nonku met up with her mom at a fashion place. Her mom, Queen. All right, I love that woman. She's made for TV. Like her or hate her, it doesn't matter. She started talking immediately. Her mom was like, "Oh, my beautiful daughter." Oh yeah. Before that, Nonku said they were preparing for Notile's farewell party. So Notile just got admitted into a school in New York. She feels like her daughter is made for greater things. I'm so happy for Notile if that's what she wants anyway. Yeah, and my heart is broken for Slee's kids because they have just had this whole group thing set up, and now Notile is going to leave them. I don't know how they'll be feeling at this point. I really feel bad, really bad for them. Yeah, but that's life, you know. You remember when Nonku's mom asked RD, what are your intentions about my daughter? And he said, I want to marry her. And Nonku was like, she's really not thinking about marriage. The way her life is set up right now, she doesn't even know if she wants to get married. Okay. And her mom was like, so have you told RD? Because there's going to be a problem. The man is intent on marrying you. Okay, when they get to that bridge, they'll cross it. Moving forward, Maria organized an event for the ladies. The theme was Greek goddess. Okay, and the women were expected to dress like Greek goddesses. Everyone arrived looking, a little bit like a Greek goddess. I know Maria, was right on theme, but Nonku, what was that Nonku was wearing? Sometimes I don't know how these ladies get through these parties because it must be boring. Yeah, Maria was like, what? Let's play a game. Let's talk about, just pick everyone, and it's compulsory. Everyone, please pick someone at the table and say something nice about them. Obviously, with this group of ladies, it's not going to be an easy fit. So Nonku sort of challenged Jojo to pick Slee. And Jojo went on and was like, Slee, we didn't start up well. We've had a lot of challenges in this relationship, and we've said we are not doing this anymore, but at this point I want us to leave everything behind and start over. So now can you come give me a hug? And he was like, no, it's not just going to end like that. She was like, what? I feel like if you're not ready to make peace, why do you feel the need to make peace? And Jojo, on the other hand, was like, everyone has been pressuring her to just make peace with this woman, let everything go, irrespective of how she feels, she should just make peace with this woman. Now she's making the effort to make peace. And Annie is bringing up the fact that, if you're not feeling it, then don't do it. Yeah, what does that even mean? Because Nonku was like, yeah, she also agrees with Annie. And also there are some things she has heard in the past about, things that have been said in her absence, and what. And they were just taking us back to the beginning again when Annie asked Slee, what do you think? And Slee said, well, we just have to support our friend, and if she's happy, then I'm happy for her. Thank God Annie was there. Annie was like, yeah, that was exactly what Slee said. Yeah, what's the problem really? Why do these ladies need to rehash? But something took me by surprise. Annie was like, if Jojo is ready to, forget everything and move forward, then maybe I will forget everything and move forward. But let me just say it right now that I don't understand you as a person, Slee. Whoa, where is that coming from? Oh, guess what, guys? While they were still talking, Sunny walked in with a bouquet. I thought we were done with this woman in this group. I don't understand. I thought we were done. I didn't think we were going to see her anytime soon. I didn't think she was going to be showing her face in this group again. I thought we were done. Dressed in black, looking like what I don't know. Oh my God. Mara was like, she decided to let Sunny join them today because Sunny had something to say to the ladies. Maria knew what she was doing when she never mentioned it to the ladies that Sunny was coming to join them later. I'm sure she knew what she was doing, because if she had told them that Sunny was coming, a few of the ladies would have left. Yeah, like Sorisha and Annie. But Annie was like, what, let's just get straight to it. You came into this group, you didn't even bother to get to know anybody. What you did was you started peddling rumors and saying things like, things that you don't even know about any of us. And Sunny was like, who are you talking about? She said, I'm talking to you, Sunny. Like, immediately you came into this group, you started making problems with people. You made problems with Lundy, you had problems with Slee, you probably had things to say about virtually everybody in this group. Annie was done talking happy. She said, I don't even have time to listen to your nonsense. I don't have time. I don't have the platform to listen to your apologies. Like, I might as well be taking my leave right now. Girl, that's what I would have done too, because I don't know if I would have the patience to sit through any kind of apologies. Well, immediately after saying her piece, Annie stood up and took her leave. Sorisha was like, I brought her, guys. I have to take her back home. No, Sorisha, you didn't have to. You didn't have to stand up. Just say, I'm also taking my leave because I can't stand this woman. Don't say, yeah, I brought her. Just you might as well say your own piece and leave too. So they walked out and Jojo followed them immediately. I was like, guys, you guys come back. I planned something fun for you guys. Whatever. Meanwhile, Maria was inside screaming her head off. She was actually really pissed with the women for walking out on her events. How, Maria? How do you have the temerity to be pissed? You know where these women stand with Sane, and you went on your own to invite Sane to your events without even giving the women a heads up. And you're mad that they left. Like, how did you not see it coming? How? I don't even understand Maria at this point. She said, I know Sane personally, and the person I know is different from the person that you guys are seeing. Bullshit. She said, we can't always be holding people accountable to their past. And I was like, which past? Girl, that was really very present. What Sane did was her present. It wasn't her past. What are you talking about? Her past is the women empowerment stuff. She went on to give a very teary apology, and whatever. I'll take this apology with a grain of salt, okay? Oh, sorry, with a bag of salt. I think that Sane has a lot to do to get people to accept this apology. So after Sane apologized, Nonku also apologized to her for judging her. I didn't see the need for that apology, but she did, and that's good, okay? The episode ended with the ladies dancing around the fire and, breaking some plates as is normal in the Greek tradition. Jojo invited the ladies to a holiday, and yeah, this episode ended right here. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching, and please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. But just go ahead and do it, okay? Thank you very much for your support, and I will see you soon.